you. Let's get some breaking news now. Keeping an eye on a pursuit happening right now. We're told a reckless driver pursuit is that white Tesla you see on your screen there.
Yeah, this is through the streets of Hollywood. There's an LAPD behind this Tesla, not coming to a stop, coming to an intersection that is a green light, but the Tesla. So you wonder if that driver is gonna get out of the vehicle.
We were also told that the driver up to the kept stopping and going, so this might be within a prolonged stop here. If anything, you can have multiple LAPD cruisers sort of surround this white Tesla, and you see the number of them there, 4, if not. Yeah, 4 we're counting on the screen right now, and then there it goes.
There you go. Yeah, our producer said it was about the 3rd time that Tesla just would stop and then keep going. You could see LAPD back behind it, and you know Tesla does have other technology so that they can, I believe, they can cut it off if that's correct. Just
could. The other question, of course, in this situation, when you're told reckless driver pursuit, of course, you know, it is a weekend night. You wonder if perhaps the driver is under the influence, that sort of thing, because when you see a car kind of veering and slowing down, starting back up, slowing back down again, and this is in an area with a lot of traffic. You can see it on the left side of your screen there. So, and especially in Hollywood with the number of people who are out and about, you worry about safety, not just of the driver, but of anybody else that is out on the street at this moment. But you see the spotlight staying over top of that white Tesla. Don't know if there's anybody else in the vehicle or if it's just the driver, but once again, it is stopped right here. At least 3, if not 4 LAPD cruisers are right behind this Tesla as well, just keeping an eye on it.
And at this point, Gio, we don't have any idea who is in this Tesla here. We know the driver, but there could be passengers in there. You have to wonder, are they speaking to someone? It's going to take off once again. And I was just reading that Tesla does have the power to cut off cars automatically. They can do this if a car is not paid for or if a car is stolen. But take a look. You see what I believe is that
an officer
there?
Right there. Yep. Yep,
yeah,
right there.
It looked like possibly. Oh no, that is a photographer. Sorry, that is a photographer there that we got confused for an officer. But you saw LAPD had several patrol cars behind this driver wanted for reckless driving, and this person looks like they're going to continue to take off. It's a little hard to see. They're going through the streets of Hollywood right now on Santa Monica Boulevard and Oxford Avenue. And
there's a lot of traffic, again, pointing out that it tell typically whether in this scenario, if the car is actively trying to just kind of follow the rules of the road while also having officers right behind, trying to get a clear look at the driver, though it is difficult. Of course, it being nighttime right now also, but we do not know if it's just that one. Particularly zoomed in on this vehicle. Have the spotlight over top, you have multiple cruisers behind.
This driver, as you were speaking there, Gio, because we were who's inside. It looks like you can kind of tell if it's a male or female, but it looks like they have their arm up. It's a phone, or if they're holding something up, arm kind of closer to maybe possibly talking on the phone. Sometimes is the case. Police are able to get in touch with this person, or family can get in touch with this person. And many times, really, these people that try to run are trying to say their last goodbyes because they know that eventually they're going to get caught up with police. But at this point, we don't know the situation. Once again, we just know that this driver is evading officers and continuing to stop and go and stop and go. And the other thing too that you naturally have questions about, considering the rate of speed here, which is to say that it's not a lot, and the number of cruisers that are in pursuit of this vehicle, you could have, and this is me just sort of talking out loud, you wonder if you could easily just sort of box this car in. But again, we don't have a lot of information to go on, and we don't know if officers have already been in contact with this driver and if they're just kind of by ear and taking it slow and letting this driver sort of walk themselves out or drive themselves out and bring this to an end on their own accord, as opposed to
of forcing the issue and boxing them in and using any sort of spike strip or other maneuver to really just bring this to a quick end.
Yeah, and I feel like the only real thing that officers could use right now is possibly a spike strip, because it just looks, you're through the streets of Hollywood. It's just simply too busy to use any other tactic or really push this driver, because they continue to, even though they continue to stop, they'll quickly take off once again. And at this point, LAPD still doesn't know what this driver may have in that vehicle with them, mentally how they're feeling,
and
what the situation is.
There's a person there in the middle of the road too, and I don't know if that's just another variable you have to deal with, right? Trying to just get out of the way.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You see all these patrol cars, get out of the way. You need police to be able to do their job, and the one thing they don't want is someone else to get hurt. This point.
And considering, obviously, as we mentioned, it being in Hollywood and so many people out on a Saturday night, you know, and often you'll see folks just trying to cross the street that way and just kind of go through in any opening they have. But once again, you see now even more LAPD cruisers, at least 6, it looked closer to 7 or 8, directly behind this white Tesla right now in Santa Monica Boulevard and North Kingsley Drive. But this repeated pattern so far in these last few minutes that we've seen and we've been told that was continuing even before we broke in with this news for you, that the car would just stop for a prolonged or even a short amount of time and then just pick back up, but never picking back up to the point of really speeding through these intersections. A lot of times with these pursuits that we follow for you here on the weekends, you'll see these cars zip through traffic at alarming rates of speed, especially on these surface streets with a lot of traffic, a lot of cars and people out watching or out walking. This one doesn't have that same energy and that same cadence at all. We're trying to understand and see if there's anybody else in that car. Really, but so far we know that this started at Century Park East and Santa Monica Boulevard. Right now it's on Santa Monica Boulevard and North Kingsley Drive, but that it is that white Tesla, a reckless driver pursuit. And you almost see something flashing there on the driver's side. I couldn't tell. It was hard to see.
It's a reflection from the mirror.
Okay.
From their, you can see the red and blue flashing lights there. Gio, just looking ahead here, right now we're in the East Hollywood area, Santa Monica Boulevard, North. And if this driver continues along Santa Monica, you're going to hit the heart of Hollywood, which starts to become very crowded, and causing a scene like this in that area that already has plenty of traffic, especially on a Saturday night, will be a problem here. But you can see this is video from on the right side of your screen.
And to confirm, I want to confirm with our producer, that was from a spike strip from earlier. They did successfully deploy a spike strip, or it was hard to tell with the darkness of the video or anything else. But really, this is the longest stretch of time
about the driver, unfortunately,
that we have seen. To reset, this is the longest stretch of time we've seen this car just stopped right here. Right now, and then there it goes.
The moment you say that, they take off once again.
The pattern repeats itself, but the stops sort of seem elongated, and I don't know. Again, hence the question of whether or not if there was a spike strip deployed, perhaps that's why they're stopping. But it's kind of hard to tell at the moment, and haven't really seen any, sort of notice that has really happened. This car's just kind of keeps stopping and going the last few minutes.
Yeah, it would be hard to even noted that, and sometimes these tires are able to go for a while before those spike strips really start to cause that much damage. We've seen some of these cars get spike stripped and then they go for hours.
For a while, yeah.
It's honestly incredible.
At high rates of speed too, right? And then that obviously brings in the concern about the friction from the rims and potential fire starting, that sort of thing. Whereas with this one, it doesn't look like that. But even if there is still, we're at a point now where you still have all. It's not just a pursuit and involving the officers and this person, or perhaps more people in the car. We do not know that at this point. It becomes a pedestrian issue. It becomes a safety issue for all those people involved, because you're looking at this area of Hollywood right now, and as we've mentioned multiple times, you have a lot of people. There's another cruiser just up the street here as well. And one of the biggest questions we have is why why not try to box this person in? But that could have something to do with, you know, whatever their tactics are and what's going on with the person in the car.
And normally that is because you don't want to be in front of that driver. You just don't know what this person has on them. That'd be more of a threat for officers. And again, like clockwork, this driver is going to take off once again on Santa Monica Boulevard. Now, not going quick, which is rather
20 miles
weird.
an hour, yeah.
You have to wonder what's going on inside that car. What is this person thinking? They're not stopping and getting out, which is what they need to be doing, but are there issues with the vehicle? Is the driver going through are they simply just not wanting to give up because they don't feel like they're going to? And you can see here to the left, shining their flashlight, I believe, which can be blinding to people because of just lights. I didn't see a spike strip. Did you?
No, I didn't notice one at that moment either. But
normally, when we see the officers on standby like that, they do deploy one, but it looked like possibly they were just trying to get a good look at the driver. And
here you see you're counting 5, and then 6 was the last one that you just saw at the intersection. 6 cruisers there, and you know, now we're zooming back into the vehicle, trying to see if this person's going to get out or just going to keep going and repeat that pattern, because it is quite the opposite from what you typically see in pursuits on these surface streets when you're not jumping on a freeway, when you're not jumping at 70, 80, 90 miles an hour. This has been 25 miles an hour and slower. It's been that the entire time.
Stop and go and stop
and just keeps going.
Go. We'll pull off to the side, then keep going. We'll stop at intersections when the light is green, and then just continue to keep going. In East Hollywood right now, headed down Santa Monica Boulevard, almost to the heart of Hollywood here, but it's taking quite a while to even get anywhere because this person is not moving. Take a look, Gio, we're getting kind of a good look at the driver now.
The pole there seems to be in the way ever so slightly, but you definitely see one person in the driver's seat, and I can't make out if there's anybody else or if they're...
No, it's hard to make out what this person is doing.
Yeah. No, can't quite see on that one.
For us in our vantage point, it's really hard to make out what the person inside is doing. You can see them, you can see someone there, but it's really hard. Is that what's on the ground there? On the roadway. Okay.
Well
it can make out this person does have their seatbelt on.
Yeah.
That much you can make out, but it's really hard because it's so dark out to really make out what that person is. And what's going on inside this white Tesla. Again, this police originally stopped this car for reckless driving.
Right. And now has been going for at least the last 10 minutes, and there it goes, just picking up its speed, and by that I mean very slowly, because it just kind of keeps moving and stopping, but not really doing much else after that. Behind, so essentially this is a pursuit where they have their person, and it doesn't seem like they're even making an active effort to try and necessarily get away. But of course, you see some officers getting out of their vehicle right now.
The first time we've really seen the officers get out. And I was thinking they probably weren't getting out before because it continued to move, and you know, they just didn't know how safe it would be. But you can imagine that they are back in their car.
There it goes.
And okay, the driver now crashing right into a parked car there.
Let's see if we can see the driver getting out of the vehicle at this point, or if officers are going to start closing in. But yeah, that's the first significant event we've seen just the last 15 minutes, just right into the back of that parked vehicle on the side of the road.
We want to zoom out probably a little bit because we don't know the condition of that driver. Even though it was a stop and go situation, it did feel like they pressed there on the accelerator.
At one point our marker said it was at least a little past 30 miles an hour. So that was, you know, by comparison, the fastest we had seen it up to this point. But That's significant damage to the back end of that car, but
Okay,
it's
you
still
can
trying to
see
make
the
out.
driver still moving about a little bit. You see an arm up.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it's
It
coming
looks
out
like
of the
an
car.
arm. Yeah.
There you go.
Right there, grabbing the hand.
Grabbing the handle and listening to police commands, at least thus far.
And we do want to make that we don't know the condition of this driver. We just know that it was a reckless driver pursuit, but
Yeah,
we
it looks
don't
like they're
know.
drinking something.
Does
It looks like he had some sort of a water bottle of some sort. I just saw this person grab it from the side there. I can't make out what it was, but it looked possibly like a water bottle. I could be, of course, wrong.
You do see the large response that has been following this this car through Hollywood, this Tesla through Hollywood, the last 15 or so minutes, if not more. And you know, in terms of ending the pursuit is over. Now it's just a matter of apprehending the suspect that they're after and trying to. And you see the arm, you know, held out outside of the window. So. Still, once again, don't know if this is just the one person in the car, if there's anybody else. So far, the indication seems to be that it's just this one person. But again, we're not entirely sure until this all wraps up. But
Two hands now outside of this Tesla after ramming into one of those parked cars. And I know we want to show you that moment. Take a look. It happened in just seconds there.
Just as the door finally opens.
But I want to take this live look because the driver's finally getting out, not wearing any shoes.
Hands on head.
Kind of looks a bit disheveled here. They are listening to police commands. It looks like the airbag was deployed.
Yes, it
because
definitely
of that
did.
crash.
Yep, saw it there.
And this gentleman is listening to police officer commands, but yeah,
it looks
as
like
you
finally gonna wrap up
mentioned.
here, but
quite the row of LAPD officers
Yeah.
who have their guns drawn, pointed at this suspect, just shouting out commands. This
Yep.
green thing here, don't know what that is, but that fell out of the vehicle, and it looked like the suspect possibly had it in his possession at some point.
So it looks like wrapping up on an end on this this reckless driver pursuit that started at least 15 minutes ago in Hollywood, wrapping up here on Santa Monica Boulevard and North Mariposa Avenue after that white Tesla that had not gone beyond 25 miles an hour or so, stopping and going through parts of Hollywood, finally accelerated to the point of then slamming into that parked vehicle you see on the side of the road. After eventually listening to some officer commands, this man who you see there coming out of the vehicle just like this, no shoes, perhaps a little disheveled, finally getting down on the ground. And it looks like all of this finally wrapping up, but certainly still more questions to be answered related to what exactly started this pursuit and the conditions of anybody else involved.
Yeah, it's a rather weird one, for lack of better words. But this now coming to an end here. Well, we are going to continue following this and have an update on KCAL News at 11, Channel 2.